I've been thinking a lot about like friendships and relationships and how I interact with people and my expectations of other people and just kind of seeing like where my priorities lie. Before, I wouldn't really have too many expectations of people when I was like becoming friends with them. I love meeting new people. I love hanging out with people. I like different kinds of people, mostly like girlies and queer people, but like besides the point. Anybody like that's just like cool and nice to me was basically considered a friend. I wouldn't have anybody where I'd be like, oh yeah, like we're like kind of friends, but like we're kind of not. I wouldn't have like acquaintances. I wouldn't have like best friends in the sense of like I'm separating these people. It was kind of just like I'm cool with whoever and I'm fine with whoever. And that's cool. I wish I could still be like that, but I've kind of changed into this idea of like I need to be really thoughtful and aware of what is happening in my friendships and in my relationships. Just because I'm starting to become more attached to people, and I think that's what I was kind of lacking before. When I would become friends with people, I wouldn't use that as a gateway to kind of like talk about my feelings, or like I wouldn't go up to someone who I was friends with and be like, okay, so this is what I'm dealing with, these are my problems, this is like, or even like, this is what I want to do in life, and this is like my passions and my goals. They were just like people I can have fun with, and they were people that we were going through the same thing. So like school, I'm friends with all these people, we would just talk about school things. It wouldn't necessarily be like, let me go into the depths of my trauma and my passions and my future and my worries and my nightmares and like that kind of stuff. Now I am starting to develop those kinds of friendships, and I'm understanding like what friendships can be and what you can gain from them and what you can contribute to them. And I started desiring more like deeper connections and being able to like find out who someone is and what they're passionate about and what drives them, and you know, just like really getting to know them as a person and their ethics and their morals, and just like seeing them for them. And I had never done that before, and I think that's what has kind of changed to like unlock this new requirement of being friends with me. I've gone through a few friend groups, but most of them, if not all of them, up to a certain point, were just people I would go and hang out with. Like these were people that I would go partying with, I would go to clubs with, I will go get a drink with, but they weren't people that I was just like, I could rely on this person. I can ask this person for help. I can ask this person for advice. I trust this person. It was just like, these are people who are wanting to just go out, have fun, go crazy. And I'm okay with that. And I like that. And now I'm like, okay, I have a separation of friend groups where these people are cool to go out to clubs with, and they're fun and they're cool, and we can drink and party. That's fine. Toby, what do you want? Oh, what? Do you want to be on camera? Oh my god, like I'm choking him or something. This is Toby. Hi. He said hello. He is busy. He's working hard on his feet. He runs around. He cleans. He takes care of things. He does our finances and our future planning. He's going to be our wedding planner. And he's a vacuum, and he's an air purifier, and he's busy chewing on things and making sure that they work. And so if you hear anything in the background, just know it is Toby doing his job, and we love him for it. And we feed him. Yes, and we feed him. And we feed him a lot, and he eats a lot. He eats everything. He loves food. He said, you don't have to pay me in money, just pay me in food and kisses and hugs and blankets. Big warm blankets. Thank you. Okay. This new category of friends that I'm trying to form is not like really working out, in the sense that I am now raising my expectations for people to then call them like a real true friend. I think with a lot of people in my life, we're so quick to be like, I love you, we're really good friends, we're besties, I'm happy to have you in my life. But then when you're not together in person, it kind of doesn't feel like that. There's a lot of people who don't even do the bare minimum of like responding to my texts, which is fine. I know people have their own lives. I know that people are busy, and we all have work, we all have school, we all have, you know, kids and marriage and hobbies and everything. Just like that bare minimum of like, you can't even respond. Even if it was like I'm so sorry, I'm so busy this week, I hope you're having a good week, something, like, at least. But I don't get that. I don't get that a lot. There's a lot of people who don't even text back. There's a lot of people who like don't even text back, and I'm trying to like not take it personal, but it's hard to, now that I've seen other people go out of their way to like do the most for me. There's a lot of people who do that, and I try to give them the benefit of the doubt, but it's just, I just don't know if it's worth my energy anymore to like, you know, try to check in with these people and not get anything back at all. In addition to that, there are people who don't check in on me, and that's just another factor that I'm like, why would I check in with you if you don't even check in with me? And that means like me saying like, oh, how are you? I hope you're having a good week, something. And they're like, thanks. And then I'm like, okay, so my week, you don't care about my week, like, okay. Or even like, oh, how are you? How have you been? And they're just like, oh, I'm going through like something really terrible, like, oh my God, I'm sad, or whatever it is. And I'm like trying to be there for them and try to uplift them and motivate them and inspire them to keep going. And you'll get through it, and hard things happen all the time, but like, you're strong, you know yourself, you know you can get through this. And then they're like, thanks. And then they, you know, dip. And I'm like, okay, so what if I was going through something? What if I could relate on some sort of thing? And that could be me just not like bringing it up in that conversation. Like I could say, oh, I'm also going through a hard time, but like, you know, we got this, we got each other. If you need anything, let me know. But I just don't like making everything about me, where like they're like, oh my God, I'm so sad, like something bad happened, and I'm like, oh my God, me too, like let's talk about me instead of you, or like my problem is bigger than yours, or anything like that. It's just like, I would feel weird coming off that kind of way. But besides the point, I just don't know if it's worth it. I don't know if it's worth like me putting my energy into these kinds of things and not getting anything reciprocated. And I literally went through like a conversation like this with one of my other friends, and it was just like eye-opening to see like these people show who they are. And I only recognize that because I was helping them with their situation. When it comes to other people and how they are being mistreated, or you know, their expectations are not being met, or their requirements for what a friend is not being met, I was writing so hard for them. I was like, yeah, that's fucked up. Like, why would you put up with that when you know you're worthy of so many better things? Like, you know you're better than this, you know you deserve better. But then I can't do that for myself. I'm like, well, give them the benefit of the doubt. Like, wouldn't you rather have them than nobody? I think that kind of mentality of, you know, having somebody rather than nobody, it kind of haunts me. Like, I am always like, well, what if something bad happens? Who can I rely on? Like, there's a lot of family members that I don't necessarily agree with in their actions, in their words, in their ethics, in their morals, but they're still family. But like, not in the sense of like I'm okay with that stuff and I'm able to brush past it and ignore it, but in the sense of like, if I needed something, I would hope that I could have any possible way out, you know? I'd rather just step aside and, you know, just keep them in my back pocket for if I ever need them or when I need them, rather than just like cut them off entirely and then not have it at all. I'm also really bad at just cutting off people in general. There are people who have done really, really nasty things to me, or, you know, other people, and I just can't bring myself to like completely cut them out of my life just because of that mentality of like, oh my God, well, what if you need something and you have nobody, then what? Just because you were being petty or being sensitive about something, and now you cut them off and now you need them, or you need somebody and nobody else is able to help. Like, why would you put yourself in that predicament? I'm trying to now like separate the good parts of that mentality away from the bad parts, rather than like, okay, I'm just not going to cut anybody off at all. I'm going to be really selective with who I feel I can trust and who I want to surround myself with. But I don't know, it just sucks. I want to do so much more for my friends and I want to be there for them more, but it's kind of hard to do when I don't get that in return. And I also know that it could be a thing of me needing to vocalize my requirements and my expectations now, because they have changed. I think before I've kind of let people get by with, you know, not really checking on me or saying anything or whatever, but I also wasn't doing that for them. Now that I am, maybe people are still in the mindset that I am okay with them just not doing that. Or I also think of it as a way of like, you see me going out of my way and texting you and checking in on you, but you're not doing the same for me. And why is that not alarming to you? Why is that not bad to you? Yeah, it's a weird feeling. I I'm also not confrontational at all. So it's like, I'm not gonna attack anybody. I'm not gonna tell anybody. So it's kind of just like me wallowing in my own self pity and my own made up broken expectations. There's no point in me wallowing over this if I'm not going to do anything about it. But that's why I make videos and I just speak words into existence and I move on, because then I'm fine. I'm fine after I say something to someone, like whether that's Sam or Toby or my mom or my sister. Like I can just be like, yeah, I feel like this right now and it sucks, but like now that it's out of my body, it feels like I've released it and I can just move on, and I'll get over it. I'll make new friends, I'll make better friends, I'll learn how to speak to people and tell them what I expect. But yeah, it's just hard now that everybody's like an adult and we live in different cities, we have different jobs, we have different schedules and routines. So it's hard to like have everything match up and work out, but I don't think that that should come in between you being a good friend to people you care about, or so you say you care about. I think it'll be a lot better for me to start really analyzing and thinking about what kind of friends I want and what kind of people I want around me and what I expect of them. Because now I'm starting to, gel back into that person that wouldn't do the most for people, wouldn't go above and beyond, wouldn't think about them because they're not doing that for me. I think I am going to start realigning my expectations and maybe doing some groundwork of resetting a foundation for what I expect out of the friendships that I have. And I think I'll probably do some more testing. I'll probably start messaging people and asking how they are and checking in on them, seeing if they care enough to do that back for me, and that'll be set. Then I'll be like, okay, I know what's going on. I know what's happening. I can see you're not wanting to put in the same effort. You don't think you should. You don't know you should. Whatever it is, I can then either talk to them about it, which I probably wouldn't. I just feel like I don't like that kind of idea of like, to be my friend, you have to do this. Like, I just don't agree with that kind of mentality for myself. But it's either I talk to them or I just continue to like be let down and feel like I have shit friends that don't like care for me or care enough to then do what I'm doing for them to reciprocate, some sort of invisible expectation that I have for them. I think another section of this kind of thought I'm having stems from being in a relationship with someone who is super open and wanting to have communication and wanting to express themselves and say when things are affecting them and what they need. And I'm not used to that. I've never really had a relationship with someone who was so entwined with that kind of openness. And now I'm seeing like, this is what a true connection is like. This is what a true relationship is like. You're supposed to be there for each other. You're supposed to be there for the ups and downs, checking in on each other, along with making people laugh and hanging out with them and stuff. Because that's what I used to think. That's what I was like, oh, this person is obsessed with me. They like me. They want to hang out. Let's hang out. And that's that. Yay. Yay, so fun. But now I have someone that wants to do that, but also they want to get to know me. They want to support me. They want to motivate me. They want to ask me how I'm doing. And I now am learning how to do that for other people. I think it's been a long time saying that I acknowledge that I am not the best at being able to help people when they're down, when they're going through something, when they're crying, when they're sad. It's very hard for me to kind of like step out of myself and empathize, sympathize. It's one of the two. It's the one where you can, when you don't relate to their situation, but you can still like understand what they're feeling. Because I haven't gone through a lot of the things that many people go through. And so I just feel like I'm unqualified to have any statement or saying in the matter. Like, I don't want to be like saying the wrong things or, being like, oh, you got this. You can get over it, you can get through it. Like, even you can get over it is like a very bad phrase in my mind, because I'm like, it kind of turns into like the idea of like, girl, just get over it, move on, like who cares? And I don't want to come off like that. And so that's why I have such a hard time helping people through things because I'm trying to not say the wrong things. I'm trying not to say something that would help me but wouldn't necessarily help somebody else. I also don't have that experience of me going out of my way to then talk to someone and be like, I'm sad about this, or I need help with this. And like I ask people for advice, but it's never in the sense of like, this is do or die, or like I'm really upset about this or whatever. Like I've never been like crying, tearing up, like sobbing and trying to ask someone for help. Like I've just never done that. I've never put myself in that position, and I've never been in that position. And so I just don't know even what I would really want from somebody. And even then, from situation to situation, it changes on what somebody needs from you. Like sometimes people want your advice, sometimes they just want to rant, they just need to get it out of their system. Some people want a distraction, they want some jokes, they want to be like, okay, like I need someone to just take me out of the house and we go to a park and we just hang out. We go to a restaurant, a dinner or something. Like I just need to get out of my own head. There's different needs from different people in different situations, and I can't always know or verify what is needed of me. And so I then go back and forth, and I'm like, I don't want to say the wrong thing. I don't want to get in trouble. I don't want them to think that I'm not understanding them, or that I'm not on their side, or that I don't understand what they're going through, even though I don't most of the time. But it's hard. And now I'm slowly starting to learn these things. I've slowly started to try and talk to more people and invite them in to have these kind of deeper conversations about their troubles, and I'm trying to be better at it. I try to get out of my own head about it, and I'm just hoping that the people I'm talking to know that I care about them and I'm trying to help, because I feel like that intention is there. But then again, people were like, intentions mean nothing. So, and that's why I'm like, I don't want to say the wrong thing, because what if I say like someone is like, they lost their phone in a volcano, and I'm like, oh, it's okay, like we can go get a new phone, like you'll get a new phone, it'll be a better phone, you'll be fine, like it backs up everything, like you'll have your phone. And then they get mad at me because I'm like not acknowledging that they are poor and they have no money, and like, or that phone was bought by their like grandfather when they were an infant child. Like I don't know, like I don't know these things, and that's why I'm like, I don't want to say the wrong thing. But what do you say to someone who's sad that they lost something? I'm sorry for your loss, literally. And then you move on. Like I just don't know. I don't know. It's a hard thing to try to come around to, and I'm not sure if I'm the only one who is in this predicament, because I've talked to a lot of people about it and they never have ever been like, oh yeah, me too. Like I literally don't know any single person that's been like, yeah, I have a hard time too trying to like figure out how to help people the best way. I have a hard time communicating with people when they're upset. I have a hard time like trying to relate to someone that you have no, like at all, no idea what it's like to go through. I haven't met anybody like that, and so I'm just thinking like, am I the only one? I just don't know how to be better at it other than continuing to have these hard conversations and second guessing myself and just seeing what works and what doesn't. But again, different people, different situations, different needs. So it's kind of hard. And I don't know what to do other than just, be there for people. But again, to circle back, who do I have that's doing that for me? Who do I have here that's willing to listen to me and isn't just waiting for their turn to talk? There's so many people that I meet up with, and I'm just like, you really don't care at all what I'm talking about. Like, do you? Like, I'm having my problems and I'm telling you my issues, and somehow that gets turned into something about your life, or like something that reminded you of it, or I don't know. You can just see it in their face. Like, you can just see that they're like locked in on this idea. They're like, this is what I'm gonna say next. And they're ignoring everything you're saying, and they're just waiting for you to give them a pause so that they can jump in. And I don't know, I'm not cool with that. I'm really not cool with that. Maybe it's something that I've done in the past that I've become more aware of now, and I'm trying to stop that. But yeah, that's just what I'm gonna have to do. Realign my expectations, my requirements, separate these people into categories so I know who I can go to for what. Try to grow a backbone and talk to these people when I'm having these issues, because it is starting to affect me a lot more than before. And it is because I have Sam, and I know what it's like to have someone that fully cares about you and fully wants to support you and be there to inspire you and motivate you and help you when you're down. I'm starting to learn how to reciprocate that. And so if I'm going through all these changes and all of these growth points to be better friends with other people, why would I not expect them to do the same? But again, I'm not telling these people, I'm not saying, hey, I wish you could check on me more, or hey, I wish we could go out, you know, just as a little time to talk, instead of like every time we go out it has to be us drinking, or every time we go out it has to be in a big group setting. Sometimes I want a one-on-one and just like I want to get to know you, I want to see what you're like. And like there's a lot of people I'm like, I don't know what to get you for a gift. I have no idea any of your interests, your hobbies, your passions. I don't know anything that would make me be like, that's what I should get you for Christmas, for your birthday, for Easter. Easter's coming up. Like, there's so many people that I'm like, I am friends with you. I just don't know what to get you. I don't know what you would appreciate. And so I tend to not give people gifts at all. But I am trying to get better at gift giving, and I want to be better at like handmade crafty things. I think one of my goals for this year is to be a little more crafty and homemade skilled. Because a lot of my talents, I would say, are, and let's not go so far as to say talents, but a lot of my creative endeavors have been like digital, like online stuff. A lot of that has been technical. It's been online, it's been on a computer, it's been on a camera, that kind of stuff. But I want to be more like, I want to be able to like make things, like even just like getting a piece of paper and turning it into a present box. Like that's sick. And I'm like, why do I not know how to do that? Why do I not do that? And I think it's because of Sam. He's so good at drawing and being crafty and, you know, putting things together, making things look nice. Like, I want to be able to like reciprocate that for him. And so I think I need to start learning how to do that. Also, like, down with capitalism. Stop buying everything from the store. I don't know. I feel like I went on a lot of tangents, and I'm hoping everything makes sense. In my mind, it doesn't make sense. So if it doesn't make sense on camera, I can't help you. I literally cannot help you. So yeah, we'll see what happens.